Welcome back to Agranak Studios. I'm DM Wisdom. Today we're going to be taking a flip through Knock, issue number 5, the big chunky OSR bric-a-brac magazine. If you don't know Knock, it's basically a giant art-filled treasure chest of essays, monsters, adventures, tables, and general weirdness for old school role-playing games. Every page has something you can drop directly into a session, or that will spark a whole new campaign idea. This issue is over 200 pages of pure OSR energy, and honestly, I'd call it equal parts reference book, zine, and coffee table art piece. Here's the front dust cover, which has a whole section, or, interior of these oddly lil folk on a quest, D6 of them, that you can encounter along your travels. Interestingly enough, it has level progression, so technically you have yourself a character class here. Nice little tidbit that I didn't remember seeing in the PDF. Also, there is a postcard that has a map on it. Very cool. I did back the Kickstarter, so this was not sent to me. This will be an unbiased review, but really, there's so much packed in here that really all I can do is kind of skim the surface. And if you happen to be interested, make sure you go and pick this up. There'll be a link down in the dungeon. It's an awesome cover here of this person that is holding on to the side of a cliff and being sucked into this vortex with his friend down there grabbing onto his leg. Right here on the side, 1d12 places the wizard's vortex will take you. They've used up as much of the book as possible to give you content. And a continuation of that art on the back cover. Really awesome. Really dig it. Love the little advertisement here. Be a monster, kill adventurers, collect your paycheck, become employee of the month, date Daisy the Medusa from accounting. Oh, too cool. This is just wonderful, tongue-in-cheek. This is the OSR. What this book really reminds me of, and this is the 5th in the series. If you haven't seen any of the other ones, you want to check those out as well. But this reminds me of the old dungeon magazines and the old dragon magazines, where there's humor mixed in with really thought-provoking articles. This book is put together or presented by the Merry Mushmen, Editor-in-Chief Josh McCrowell, and other Mushmen Eric Newden. I'm butchering that, I know. I'm sorry. Oliver Nabok Revenu, an adventure gaming bric-a-brac. Forward by the Editor-in-Chief. And then the content. Now, the contributors, you can see all these people that have contributed to this awesome tome. These are people from the OSR blog sphere, if you will, and they've all given to what makes this just, I don't know. The best way that I can say it is that this book right here is a representation of the OSR right now. 2025. Table of contents to all the awesome articles. The issue kicks off with essays about the heart of OSR gaming. Right away it reminds us that early D&D wasn't grim, dark, and serious. It was chaotic and at times funny. It talks about why we should embrace absurd encounters and lean into the comedy of adventuring disasters. Really cool. Then there's a fantastic piece by Ben Lawrence on creating adventure locales, complete with examples like upside down jungles and puppet theaters, something I love, of course. The puppet theaters of punishment. It's a great peek into how a working adventure designer actually builds their worlds. Another standout essay warns us about familiarity breeding contempt. Basically why elves, orcs, and Cthulhu cultists feel so boring now and how to make them scary again. There's a clever new procedure called flux space for handling confusing environments like mazes, zooming in only when something interesting happens. Perfect for those labyrinths that usually turn into a slog. Here's a D66 table on why venture into the dungeon, and continues on. What makes a good dungeon entrance? A great article on the fighter that was promised. Smarter rumors. magic items, quirks, and flaws. D20 of them. And considerations on cursed items. And it's great how this book flows where this is a particular article from one author, and so is this, but they match them together throughout the book really well, so it seems like there's thematic approaches as you go through the book. Very well thought out. The only two enemies you'll ever need: a powerful but dumb, weak but cunning. Goes into all of that. A great article on overloading the encounter die by Brendan of Necropraxis. More good stuff on the following pages. It's a simple reputation system. I love the zine style here. It's so fun flipping through and having a different aesthetic on almost every other page. So this goes into traps. Are you a good trap or a bad trap? Rogue busy work, and choose wisely. An article on the monster implied adventure. I love just the headings here. The monster as bounty, the monster as mystery, the monster as treasure, the monster as collector, the monster as client. So you can get kind of an idea of what is being broken down here. A monster checklist to make sure that you've written a good one. I love that throwback artwork right here. My favorite trap. So I love this page with the non-empty rooms giving you ideas for, well, if there's an empty room in an adventure or in your own map that you've created, throw in one of these. A really interesting article on dungeon weather for your overloaded encounter die, going back to the Necropraxis article from earlier, and things you can throw into that. Very cool. What does the doorknob want? Sympathy, respect, to stay shut and bite people. Yes. And then on the following pages here, the horse, the donkey, and the dog, and you get names and a feature for your horses, for your donkeys and mules, and for your dogs. This is so helpful, at least to someone like me. Whose are bag bottles stock? There's always a need for a traveling salesman. He's got fineries, fine wine, great little guy to throw into your game at any time. D66 heretical texts. They are book titles. Very handy. Game enhancing powers, game ruining powers, and magic items. A great article. Now, like this in the bad stuff section, unlimited flight trivializes too many kinds of obstacles and opponents, especially if it comes with perfect maneuverability as well. If you want to give your PC access to flight, try to build in some serious limitations. And I couldn't agree more. There is great stuff in this section here. D20 magic items for ingenious problem solvers. So many good things here. Dungeon flora. And an article on the basis of the game is making decisions. Now, this is something silly here, the dungeon vending machine. Not something I would put in my game, but I love that it's here. And this is what makes Nock so fun. It's that it's a serious design help and also gonzo ideas that make Nock so much fun. And for that beer and pretzels game, definitely I'd put the vending machine in somewhere. Strange rights. Tension is a question asked with the answer delayed. That in and of itself should make you want to buy this book. Keep flipping here, of mice and villains, so on and so forth. An article on monster design using an example of skeletons and basically making different parts of them, I suppose, unique. Cyclic dungeon generation. Lots of information there. Take a break. Have a cool map. D12 quest for wayward, enchanted, and otherwise misled knights. Probably describes one of the PCs at your table. I saw this in the Kickstarter, on the Kickstarter page, and I had just done a TPK in my group, And it's literally why I got this book, and it's a great article right here. What's behind that waterfall? The bodies of two lovers intertwined, poison bottle still half full. Awesome. Famous last words. And I really dig this. The Goblin's Guide to Gutter Talk, and all goblins are foul-mouthed. And basically, these are almost like spell-like abilities that they use. Like the bard spell Vicious Mockery, but it actually has an actual word instead of just like saying, I viciously mock them. For instance, number 6, you mold-spewing dimwit. Duration, 1 round. Creates a burst of mold and spores around the target, causing her to be blinded until the end of the goblin's next turn. -4 to hit. Love the flavor. Questions for adventurers, all based upon their class. How to fix rules. There is so much in here. I love so much of the artwork in this. It's so fun and evocative. What doesn't kill you makes you stranger. Great article on making magical items feel magical. Now, it gives the example here. This is boring. You find a longbow, a gold ring worth 100 gold, and a +1 hammer. This is much cooler. You find an elven bow made of yew and strung with a strand of elf hair. A gold signet ring is marked with a house sigil of 3 apples. A dwarven battle hammer, short-handled but heavy, carries runes that name it Death Cleaver in the dwarven tongue. All about making magical items feel magical. This is why I got into role-playing games. There's so much to go through here. I'm flipping past pages here, but there's stuff on carousing and a D100 table. Things that go with this. You did this to me. Dead PCs return to menace the living and other dungeon headaches. Songs that are actually magic items like War Pigs, Black Sabbath, Rest in Peace, Ozzy. These metallic creatures were forged long ago by the gods. They can run through air faster than a bird, swim through water better than any fish, and there is no darkness, no Stygian gloom sufficient to dampen the golden glow that comes from their mane and bristles. More goodness. I mean, this thing is chocked full of awesomeness. Yeah, if you haven't got this, go out there and get it. Want to play a Strider character class? Here it is. I can't speak more highly of this book. And obviously, Nock would not be Nock without awesome monsters. Celestial Rats, Blomdrak or Bloomdrak, Hydranite, Knucklevi. I love these. I pulled out my fairy book a few videos back, and I believe that Knucklevi is in there as well. And statted out, ready to go for your OSR game. The Thing in the Well. Angel faces. Look at that bat with a child's face. Creepy as hell. And here's the Mud Monster, which hugs you to death and leaves behind pearls that curse anyone who takes them. The last part of the book are a series of adventures that are just stellar OSR content. In the Shadow of the Last Free Worm is a point crawl, has a beautiful map here and all the different locations fleshed out and ready to go. Very cool. The Tomb Under the Tree, nice dungeon crawl here. Great map. Crazy looking monsters to encounter. The Cayman Jade Caves. And of course, as many OSR does, this is just the way to do adventure design. Especially, I don't know, it just doesn't hold your hand. It gives you enough room to breathe. And you can literally just peruse over an adventure like this while you're running it and have enough information to just go for it. And that's great for people that have, less and less time. The older we get and the more responsibilities we get at work and at home. Goblin with a ray gun. Here's for you gonzo, weird science sort of fantasy players. I love the navel gazing here with the OSR should die. What a great article. And just good fun. and more navel gazing from all of these other great writers. And what a great, great book. And I believe Dragon Meat is actually on Kickstarter right now. So that's Knock 5. Part game manual, part design guide, part art book. It's beautiful, it's practical, and it's absolutely packed with ideas that make you want to run a game right now. If you're into the OSR or just want fresh tools for your D&D or indie campaign, this issue is a gold mine. If you've never cracked open a Knock issue before, this is a fantastic place to start. And again, there are 4 before this one, and I'm sure they're already started on the 6th. Now, I'm leaving out a ton of great stuff, so if you want the full weirdness, you'll have to grab a copy yourself. If you'd like to help me make more videos like this, consider becoming a Patreon member. You'll get access to maps that I'm making and my products, as well as behind the scenes videos and other nonsense. As well, those of the red hand tier or above get an Agranak cult patch. Alright everyone, thanks for stopping by Agranak Studios today, and we'll see you on the next one. Later!